First thing I had to do to make this turntable is build a new bench. My old one had a shelf there, so you couldn't really sit under it, which I didn't like. So we built a new one, just the same 1.5-inch square tube. I build everything out of, like my welder cart. And then from there, I put a 3/4-inch hole in the top, right about here. We added on this piece on the bottom, which is just some flat bar welded, just pieces of square scrap. That's a little piece of 7/8 DOM, and down inside there is the point of a punch that I cut off and welded on. And then I made this, which is more 7/8 DOM, and that's a 18-inch by 1/4-inch thick piece of steel plate drop I bought. I think it was like 16-17 bucks. And on the bottom of it, there's a piece of 3/4 solid bar that's been rounded with a little drill center put in the middle of it, and that just sits right on that punch point, and it gives it a nice ground, and then it lets it ride real easy in there. So I'm gonna put this back in one-handed. There it is. And then down in that little cup in the bottom there where that punch point's in, I put 2-stroke oil in there to just to keep it lubed up. And then the top piece, this is some 3/4-inch round, same thing I made the bottom piece out of, welded to a 3/4 by 12 3/4-inch plate. You can see the drop that it was right here. This was 12 bucks at the Mellow Yard, so it wasn't that much. The pain was putting this on so it was straight and it would turn straight. I'll put it together and show you. And this 3/4 round bar is actually such a tight fit in this 7/8 DOM tube. I had to drill a little hole in the bottom because when I first tried fitting it together, it actually had like a vacuum pulling it apart, and it was real hard to get apart. But that's it. It spins that easy. Just sitting in the punch point with some 2-stroke oil. And this little rubber thing you see on the handle for the clamp, that's because sometimes when I spin it, I hit my knee. So there's that. And I've been using it for lately, see if you can see, to do these tools for a motorcycle club I'm in. These are just a front suspension tool. It lets you pull the tube up into the triple tree. But I can put these on this turntable about like that and just weld them in one go, spinning it around. And I've thought about motorizing it, but what I find is that when you're welding small stuff like that, you tend to turn and stop and turn and stop. So the foot control actually works out a lot better. I got this idea from a guy on YouTube called, I always get it wrong, TXS Viking, Texas Viking. He's an amazing welder, and he uses one of these in almost all his videos, and I can see why now. It's super handy.